Hey everyone. Today I just wanted to do a quick video just to go over some of my rank ups that I've done over the past couple weeks. Mainly this is going to be from rewards from the war season, from the 7-star events we have going on, and from the spring cleaning. So as you can see right at the beginning here, we do have some new rank 5. So the three new ones are Mr. Negative, Absorbing Man, and Omega Red. Omega Sentinel was the only one we had going into last season. So these three new are a little bit of a combination from, like I said, the spring cleaning event and the 7-star event. So going through each of these, Mr. Negative, if you've been watching my channel, you've seen that he's one of the champs I use most. And from the science group, looking through them, you can kind of see that the other kind of standout options would be Scorpion. And then really for the rest, he was the only other person I really considered. Quicksilver, I'm not the biggest fan of. He doesn't get brought to war very much. Titania, 7-star was just released. And then Invisible Woman and Mr. Fantastic weren't very serious considerations on my end. So really it's between Scorpion and Mr. Negative, and since I'm a huge fan of Mr. Negative, I decided to go with him. Moving on to the next choice I had was Mutant. And this one definitely I took a little more thought into. I've actually never played Omega Red in War before, so I've been practicing a bunch with him this off season. But the other champs I did give serious consideration to was Apocalypse, Archangel, and Bishop. Archangel, I mean, pretty self-explanatory. He's a fantastic champion, and having the extra rank would obviously help him clear fights even quicker. Bishop would be good for both Battlegrounds and War. I'm not the biggest Battlegrounds player, so that was kind of why I shied away from him. And then Apocalypse was the other one I seriously considered over the other two. My issue with Apocalypse was one of them was the new tactic. Before it was toned down a bit, the prowess obviously got a little bit out of control when you did any crits. And with the amount of hits that Apocalypse's specials have, it would have been basically impossible to use them against any of the tactic defenders. But I'm pretty happy with my Omega Red choice. It'll be interesting to use him in War, and he's been pretty dominant. I'm trying to get him down pretty well after playing with him this whole offseason. And then the next champ that we took up was Absorbing Man. And this one, similar to Science, was a 2-horse race. It was basically Doctor Doom and Absorbing Man. I really enjoyed playing Absorbing Man through 8.2, and I used him quite a bit. So that was the main reason I decided to go with him. Doom was my second or third rank 4 6-star, and I think he was one of my first 10 rank 3s. So he's been my first Mystic rank up for a lot of the way. So I kind of wanted to do something different, and Absorbing Man's obviously fantastic for War. Amazing utility, and he's also a pretty decent defender as well for Battlegrounds. So really happy with that choice so far, and we'll see how much I get to use them this upcoming season. And then looking at the 7-stars I pulled, we did get quite a bit. I think 5 of these were actual from 7-star crystals, and 3 of them were actually from a Paragon crystal. So I was able to dupe my Elsa from a Paragon, and then I pulled Sassy and Domino from a Paragon. And honestly, those 3 are probably my favorite of this group. Elsa obviously hits very hard, decent utility, and pretty fun to play. Sassy with the massive health pool went right away into my Battlegrounds deck, so he's very useful. And then Domino, I actually did not have a 6-star rarity of Domino. Probably was my most wanted 6-star. So I was pretty excited to pick her up, and I've been using her. I used her through the 7-star quest quite a bit and found her very enjoyable. The rest of these I'm not the most excited about. Gamora has her uses, and she hits pretty hard. Hawkeye is fine, easy access to slow. Joe Fixit, I still don't know a ton about. He seems pretty fun to play though when I did use him in the 7-star quest. And then Surfer, I honestly hate. I know a lot of people try and defend him and think he's fairly fun to play. For me, he truly is just a prestige champ. I don't enjoy him. I'm not a fan of his animations, and I think his utility is minimal, in my opinion. So he was definitely not one of the champs I wanted at all. Looking at these other champs here, some of them that I'm hoping to pull soon and that I would consider taking to rank 2 would probably be Falcon. I know a lot of people aren't the biggest fan of his playstyle, but his utility is obviously fantastic, and he's very useful for both war and battlegrounds. Bishop, although I already have the rank 4, eventually I obviously want to pull him. I wouldn't hate getting Dragon Man, although he wouldn't be my favorite. And then looking at some of these other ones, Killmonger, I'd be pretty excited about. I think he's still pretty useful and has decent utility with his True Strike. And then obviously Overseer would be the big champ to pull. He's my most wanted and someone I would probably very much consider taking to rank 2 pretty quickly. Mantis would be a pretty interesting pull. And then moving down, I'd like to get Titania for sure. She would also be a very much in consideration for rank 2. I don't have Venom as a 6-star either, so I would like to pull him. And then for me, Wiccan would be another one I'd be very interested in. I used my rank 4 quite a bit in one of the seasons, taking several Null bosses and Terex bosses. So I'd really like to pull him as well. But yeah, that was just a little update on my account, kind of some of the new rank ups and some of the new rank 5s I have. We do have both a cosmic and or 3 cosmic and 3 skill tier 6 class catalysts. So I am going to be taking a skill champ up first, I believe, and it is likely going to be Zemo. The other ones I was considering was Fury and Kingpin, who are both still at rank 3. But I think Zemo will provide just a little bit something new. I don't have him, so I've never played him very much before. As I'm sure people have seen, Karate Micronar in my alliance, he uses him quite a bit in war and really enjoys playing him. So I think he'd be really fun to use in war. And obviously he's a pretty decent defender as well for battlegrounds. And then for Cosmic, where I'm probably going to have to wait to bring up the next rank 5 for Cosmic, just because I am low on tier 3 alpha and tier 6 basic catalysts. And then the main champs I'm considering for Cosmic, once I do accumulate those as well, are Hercules, Gallon, and then Hulkling. I would say right now I am slightly leaning towards Hulkling, but any 3 of those are amazing champs, as I'm sure everyone knows. And I've seen people, I think everyone, all those are in my line. Someone has a rank 5 of each of those. So obviously they all have fantastic utility. All of them are actually fairly decent for defense for battlegrounds as well. Herc's able to kind of elongate fights with his immortality. And then obviously Gallon and Hulkling are pretty serious threats on defense if you don't have a proper attack counter. But yeah, those will be my next rank ups, kind of one of the from each of those classes. Like I said, it'll likely be Zemo as long as I can pull him. So fingers crossed that happens. But he'll go straight to rank 5 right before war season. So he may get placed on defense this first season just because I wasn't able to practice with him. But we'll see how that goes. But that's going to do it for this video. So thank you for watching.